But at the same time, man, Ja Morant, he 23, like you said, you one of the best in the NBA around the NBA at the moment. Maybe you can't handle the fame like that. Maybe, you just can't handle it, so but the NBA gonna sit him down for a minute. They gonna teach him a lesson. This shit is all over the internet, all over everything. Him throwing up a Crips song. Come on, man. Not after he can go back and do the homework, or when they start, when they got on Paul Pierce's helmet, when they started really recognizing that these dudes were throwing up gang signs. At first they wasn't catching on. Paul Pierce used to throw up the P. After he
Yeah.
shoot a 3-pointer, they didn't catch on at first. You know what I mean? So once they caught on, they start putting a handle on that. Like, don't bring that shit to the NBA. And at the same time, for Ja Morant, with all the fans that he got, for all the kids that's looking up to him, and you really, really, really not that hood, bro. Let that shit go, man, and play ball, man.
Now, do you think it's fair to judge how hood or how hood he's not, because he might want to prove himself to all the naysayers such as you? So I kind of think that approach is not really the approach we want to reel him back in, to get him back on track, because it might have a reverse impact, especially since he's 23 years old. He might want to say, oh man, they saying I ain't hood. These people don't know I'm so hood, because the same thing happened to an NBA player named Javaris Crittenden. He used to play for the Lakers. This
Mm-hmm.
dude wasn't hood at all, but because he was from the hood, ghetto in Atlanta, he wanted to act hood. He came to LA. He started hanging with the Mansfield gangster Crips. And this dude ended up doing a shooting and killing somebody. And he's doing 20 years in prison. And this guy was playing with the Lakers, man. So I don't want to push this dude to the edge. I don't want to push him over. I want a real bro back in.
No, look, it's been many NBA players that did the same thing, but it's also been some NBA players and NFL players that was real gangsters before they hit the league. That really had put in some work for the hood before they hit the league. They just happened to didn't get caught. You know what I mean? So regardless how hood he is or hood he not, I'm not gonna give him the respect or nothing like that, Alex, to say I'm not gonna push him one way or another. He a grown ass man. He gonna go the way he want to go. I don't think it's nothing. If he let somebody say push him in one direction or another, then he a bigger fool than I think he is. You know what I mean? Because if G say you ain't hood like that, and I don't mean that you ain't from the hood. I ain't mean that you ain't did nothing work. I'm saying real hood motherfuckers that made it to his position ain't acting like that. You know what I mean? Not especially when you on one of the biggest stages in the world, bro. You ain't acting like that. You know what I mean? And if you want to be so hood, go run up them few $100 million and then donate it back to your hood. Make sure your homies straight there. Make sure your homies got houses, and make sure your homies, you open businesses for them to work if you that hood. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna give you no pass like that. You know what I mean? I'm telling him, him being in his position, one of the best NBA, potentially can go make hundreds of millions, and you want to act tough, over that, then I mean, I don't really have no pass for you. I don't have no sympathy for you at all. My thing about it is I do understand because you young, but at the same time, bro, let this time right here, now I'm gonna go back to say, just like this, I caught a gun case back in the day, 20 something years old. The judge told me, he said, listen, man, me and Frank DeGiacomo, we got the judge on a legal search and seizure. The judge say, listen, man, that's what I'm gonna do. It was a legal search and seizure. I'm gonna dismiss this case. He say, but if you riding around with 45s in the car with a bullet in the chamber, he said, you'll be back. And I said, no, sir, I won't. 30 days later, Alex, I was right back in that man courtroom with another pistol case. You know what I mean? So I get what's going on. My situation was different from his. I'm rolling around Linwood Compton every day on Gold Dayton's. You know what I mean? It was different for me. You know what I mean? Put me in his same position at that age, bro. I'm gonna make sure the hood gets some bread. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure I open some businesses in the hood, even if I just gave my homies some money and they family some money. You know what I mean? That's what I would do if I wanted to represent the hood or push the hood. I would just, 100 million. I'm gonna put a meal or two, when you got 100 million contract, of course you don't get $100 million, but I'm just saying, I'm put meal or two in the hood if that's what I really feel about the hood. I'm not gonna make a fool of myself on the biggest stage, one of the biggest stages in the world, and fuck it all off because you look like a fool. You don't look like no gangster, So that's all, that what I feel about him. But I like the dude as far as his skills, the boy be balling, and I like his swag. I ain't knocking none of that. But just if you can knock off the gang shit, or it ain't even the gang thing. It's more or less like the guns that's getting you in trouble, just keeping you from getting your money, tone that down, bro, and go get your bread, man. You're hell of a dude in the NBA.
Yeah, man, go get that money, man. Let me play this. Brick. I queued up the Bricc Baby clip. Let me play it right quick.
I'm 6-0, run it in. You know what's up. He ain't fucking with the gangland like that. You throwing them ends up, that's gonna cost you, nigga. That's what I was gonna say anyway. That's gonna cost you anyway. What you want to do? Pay the Crips for the rest of your life? Because that's gonna cost you. You get what I'm saying? Like, you ain't never been to the 60s, nigga. You keep throwing up ends and all that shit when you and throwing up C's and all that, nigga. You ain't even from this shit. You ain't even from this shit, no way, shape, or form. Like, when you get put on in Memphis, dead homies. Like, come on, let's be real, cuz. Like, start being real with yourself. You a basketball player, cuz you want to come step into this field, we can show you a whole lot about this shit. Matter of fact, set up a meeting for me and Ja Morant, since he want to be a Crip. So I bet you he don't never show up. And it's on some friendly shit. I don't got no beef with you, Ja. You like the face of like the NBA, you like the new face of the NBA, and you with this, you claim you a part of the culture, man. Be the positive side of the culture like you been. You don't got no felonies, you didn't grow up fucking shit up and all that. You might have smoked some weed or whatever the case is, but come pull up on me. Look, we gonna hang out this summer on the off season. Since you wanna be with this, dead homies, I bet you don't be picking up my phone and all that, because our regular life, our regular everyday life, you gonna be scared of, and then you gonna be thinking that we putting you in the middle of that, but we just coming to kick it and all that. Like, you gonna see all this aggression and you gonna see how we really act, like, you know what I'm saying? But this is just us being normal, no problems or nothing. You're not gonna wanna be a part of that, so stop acting like that's what you wanna be a part of. When them phase get issued out, when the ops come slide, do you really wanna be a part of this? With 200 million? Let me know something. Like, nigga, stop throwing that shit up. Like, nigga don't f with you.
All right, we'll stop it right there. But I think Bricc Baby was spitting some real shit right there, man.
No doubt. He was keeping it real with him, man. So you getting it from both sides, man. You getting it from Keyshawn, you getting it from Bricc Baby, homie. You getting it from Alex and FG. Tone it down, homie. Not to saying he gonna even hear none of what any of us saying. But my point is, man, tone it down, go get your bread, stop doing foolish shit you ain't even got to do. It could be different when somebody pushed up on you and you had to pull your thing out to protect yourself and you got caught on camera. That's something different. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You rolling around in the car, chilling in the country somewhere, man, and you ain't have to do that. But I think he gonna be all right. He too talented. Like I say, he's young enough, man. He can go sit down a year, man. And come back and still, as long as he stay in shape and do his shit, he that talented, man. So, I'm rooting for the dude. I'm hoping the NBA, because it wasn't illegal what he did. You know what I mean? Yeah, he might have broke some conduct rules, but at the same time, he didn't do nothing illegal. He wasn't charged with a crime. You know what I mean? He's not doing court, none of that shit. The only court he's doing is the NBA's court. So I'm hoping that they show him some love and some understanding. You know what I mean? And let him keep balling.
Well, if they suspended him 8 games for that last violation, and then he does it again 2 months later, man, I think this is going to be probably like a half a season or a whole month suspension. It's not going to be just a couple of games like it was the first time. And each game is a check. When you take his salary, right? You take his salary, you divide it by 81 games. That's how much he's getting paid a game. And then that's how much money he's going to lose. So maybe he'll start feeling it in the wallet a little bit.
No doubt. Because if he lost 600 for the 8 games that he was suspended last time, they hit him with much more than that. You talking about losing a couple million. Maybe he may get an understanding of what's really going on. It's bigger than just, you missing some games. You missing some money out your pocket that, like I say, can go in your bank account for your future. hopes and dreams and kids and grandkids and parents and all these things. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping he get it together. What Keyshawn had to say about it.
Yeah, let's listen to Keyshawn, man. And this Keyshawn is a guy that we went to the same high school. We also went to the same college, and we lived. We're neighbors in terms of hoods. I lived in a particular hood, and his hood was immediately south of where I live. So we have a lot of commonalities. And here we go.
I just saw a video that some gang members here in Los Angeles don't appreciate Ja's behavior.
Let me pause it real quick. He talking about with Bricc Baby.
Yeah.
So it's a trip. Keyshawn Johnson is actually tapped into some of these YouTube videos.
Hell yeah.
All right, let me continue.
You see what I'm saying? So now you got them involved. Now they talking on a video stream live about his behavior and disrespect and throwing up the gang signs, and he ain't got nothing to do with that gang. He don't even know where that's at. Trust me. I mean, I'm not gonna speak on the gang or who it is, but he doesn't know them people one bit. Trust me, I'm from here, and so they mad and agitated at him now. So he done escalated even more issues for himself.
Right.
It's like they got to get a hold of him, man. They got to get a hold of him.
All right. I think that Keyshawn Johnson is a real type mentor person that could not only help Ja Morant, but other people who are kind of going through the same thing. Because how many times have we seen this, FG, where a guy is a professional athlete, but he's having a difficult time transitioning into this new life and this new money, having to live by codes of conduct. He probably signed some morals clauses, and it's just kind of difficult. I remember when I first got to USC, it was culture shock for me. And I'm going from the hood to an institution. I ain't making millions of dollars. Can you imagine the culture shock from just being a high school baller, going to college, and now you in the NBA making millions of dollars? It's a culture shock for some of these folks, and there's no education to make this transition.
No doubt. But at the same time, they try to groom you for this your whole life. This also a parent that come in, because let me tell you, no matter how tough we was in the streets, homie, when we get to the pad, homie, your mama slap you upside your head, you wasn't gonna do shit about it. When she told you to pull up your pants, homie, and she told you to get that stupid look off your face, you got it off. So you understood, things outside of the hood life. You know what I mean? If you, even for those who were really hood, like I say, Keyshawn Johnson could be a great mentor. The thing about it is, and the problem with some of the shit is, how do these dudes respond to certain people? You got to understand, Alex, that the person that might respect me might not respect the next dude, or the person that might respect the next dude might not respect me. You know what I mean? So he has to get teamed up with the right person that he respect. He got to get teamed up with the right person that care enough that he has respect for, and maybe somebody in the NBA. You know what I mean? Because you have so many different people. You know what I mean? He may need to get hooked up with a Paul Pierce. You know what I mean? Somebody that was really from the land. Somebody that's really, going to put it in his ear to say, oh, listen, bro, I've won titles. You know what I mean? I could say I've been where you been. You know what I mean? I've had, an extensive career in the NBA, and I came from the hood. Let me show you how to manage this, and let me show you how to, get this behind you. So it's going to take a special somebody, but he's going to have to realize somebody going to have to help him, and he's going to have to help himself at the end of